Welcome back to Different Paths, Same World. Today, we have a chance encounter that turned into a fascinating conversation. Here with me are Marco and Miguel, two incredible guys who come from completely different backgrounds. Marco, you grew up in a wealthy family, right?
That's right, Simon. Always had the best education, opportunities you wouldn't believe. Lived in a big house with a pool. Traveled to different countries every summer.
Wow, that sounds like a dream childhood. Miguel, how about you? Paint a picture for our listeners.
Hey everyone. My childhood wasn't one with fancy cars or sprawling estates. We lived in a small apartment, but it was filled with love and laughter. My parents worked hard. Dad as a mechanic and mom as a nurse. Sometimes, money was tight, but we always had enough to get by.
Let's delve deeper. Marco, what was a typical day like for you?
Well, I wouldn't say typical, because every day felt like an adventure. Waking up to the smell of freshly baked waffles, made by our housekeeper, was a good start. Then, a chauffeur would whisk me away to a private school, where the class sizes were tiny, and the teachers knew us by name.
As chauffeur, my mornings were a bit more chaotic. We'd wake up to the sound of the alarm clock screaming, grab a quick bowl of cereal, and fight over who got the last seat on the bus. School was crowded, but the teachers were awesome. They knew every single one of us, despite having way too many students in a class.
Interesting. How about free time, Marco? Did you have a lot of after-school activities?
Absolutely. I played soccer on a fancy team with professional coaches, had private piano lessons, and even dabbled in coding. My schedule was jam-packed, but I never really questioned it.
My afternoons were spent hanging out with friends in the park or helping out at my dad's mechanic shop. It wasn't glamorous, but we always had a blast tinkering with engines and learning life lessons from Dad.
Did having all that money make things easier for you, Marco?
Easier. Yes, but not necessarily better. I never had to worry about money, but sometimes it felt isolating. Everyone expected me to follow a certain path, get into a prestigious university, become a lawyer or a doctor. It took the pressure off figuring out what I actually wanted to do with my life.
Money was definitely a stressor growing up. We had to budget carefully, sometimes skipping meals or going without the latest video game everyone was talking about. But on the other hand, it made us resourceful. We learned the value of a dollar, of fixing things ourselves instead of replacing them, of appreciating the little things.
Did you ever feel like money created a gap between you and your peers, Miguel?
All the time, especially with kids who lived in the fancy neighborhood across town. They'd always have these expensive clothes, the latest gadgets, and brag about their amazing vacations. It stung sometimes, but my friends and I made our own fun. We played make-believe games in the park, held movie nights with popcorn bags made from paper lunch sacks, and built memories that money can't buy.
Now that I think about it, Miguel, maybe I missed out on some of that. My friends were mostly from similar backgrounds, always focused on grades, college applications, and getting into the right crowd. We never really had to fight for what we wanted. It was just sort of handed to us.
It seems like both sides have their advantages and disadvantages. Did either of you ever wish you had the other person's life?
Honestly, sometimes. Now that I'm older, I miss the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming challenges. Everything has been so easy for me. It makes me wonder if I've truly earned anything in my life.
There were times I yearned for stability, for knowing my future was secure. But then I remember the resilience it built in me, the creativity that came from having to make do with limited resources. Wouldn't trade my journey for anything.
Powerful words indeed. What do you think is the most important lesson you've learned from your background, Marco?
That wealth isn't everything. It's about finding your own path, appreciating the struggles that help you grow, and discovering what truly brings you fulfillment. Maybe if I had to work a little harder for things, I would appreciate them more.
Money might buy comfort, but it doesn't guarantee happiness. Hard work, good friends, and a positive attitude. That's the foundation for a good life. It's about making the most of what you have, finding joy in the simple things, and building a future you're proud of, brick by brick.
Absolutely. Marco, Miguel, thank you both for sharing your stories. It's a reminder that life experiences come in all shapes and sizes. And wealth is just one piece of the puzzle.
In this video, we learn several key takeaways. Wealth is just one factor in life. Importance of finding your own path. Value of hard work and appreciation. Importance of perspective. Focus on what truly matters. We'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell us about your background. Did you grow up wealthy? Or come from a more modest background? What lessons have you learned from your journey? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun ways to learn English.